Patrol and the DEA.
We are nearly where we were all of last year, and we're just at the beginning of August with drug sales arrests. And in terms of we're arresting people who are using it in public. We barely did that at all last year.
The police department called in federal agencies to help in May because they were understaffed. A town hall was held this week in the Tenderloin district to discuss the fentanyl and crime crisis. San Francisco's African-American District Attorney Brooke Jenkins told attendees that her office has been working hard to get drug peddlers off the streets, but they're often released hours after they're arrested. Some Marin County children are fighting recent racist messages in their neighborhoods with their own messages of love. 3 young girls have been spending their time making messages of love and taking them around to portions of Corte Madera and Larkspur. Their efforts come after racist and anti-Semitic flyers were dropped off at residences during the overnight hours. The girls tell ABC7 that they were upset and sad after hearing about the nasty flyers and wanted to spread their own messages of positivity. And some Bay Area residents are getting the word out about immigration reform. Hundreds of people marched from North Bay and South Bay to San Francisco over the weekend to spread the message of wanting Congress to act on the topic of immigration reform. Marchers say they want lawmakers to take action on a plan for permanent residency for millions of immigrants around the nation. One march went from Petaluma to San Francisco, while the South Bay March started in San Jose. Advocates say there will be more demonstrations about the topic later this summer. And 5 men are facing decades behind bars for their role in a jewelry heist in San Ramon. Federal prosecutors this week charged the 5 men with robbery. Prosecutors say at least 11 people were involved in the armed heist of Heller Jewelers back in March, where the thieves were able to get away with over $1 million in jewelry and watches. Authorities are still looking to make more arrests. The 5 that were officially charged face 20 years in prison if convicted. And Elon Musk appears to be leaning into plans for a cage fight with Mark Zuckerberg and to stream it live. Musk wrote on X, formerly Twitter, that the battle of the billionaires' cage fight will be live streamed on X. He wrote, Zuck versus Musk fight will be live streamed on X. All proceeds will go to charity for veterans. The owner of X, Tesla, and SpaceX, and the Meta CEO agreed in June to settle their differences in a cage fight after Musk sounded off about Meta's plan to launch Threads, its version of a Twitter-like social media platform. And that's a look at what's going on around the Bay Area. You can follow us on X, formerly Twitter, at BlackInfoNet. I'm Natasha Williams on your home for 24/7 News, San Francisco's BIN 910.
The United Negro College Fund is one of the nation's leading advocates for the importance of minority education and community engagement. Lend your support at uncf.org. That is uncf.org.
Because trust matters.
The Black Information Network. The Bay Area, BIN 910.
Will they find a home? Sponsored by Geico. Susan has always wanted to live in a chateau. I like a certain je ne sais quoi, while Jake is more into the Cape Cod style home.
It's a classic look.
Compromise is tough, but these two won't have to compromise when they bundle home and car insurance with Geico. It's easy, and they could save even more. In the end, Susan and Jake found a Cape Cod style home where they will only speak French.
Bonjour, je t'aime, merci beaucoup, and cordon bleu.
You'll get better with time. Bundling without compromise at Geico.com.
Speak out about what's happening in your community. Call the Black Information Network hotline at 855-500-9BIN.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with John Legend about where he gets the stories behind his songs.
Sometimes my music isn't always directly autobiographical. Sometimes I just write a song because an idea came to me. I like to tell great stories and build on those stories and hopefully make them into great songs. We try to tap into the human experience, and it doesn't have to be our personal experience all the time to create great art.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from your favorite artists. Telling your story.
Civil rights attorney and Harvard Law School professor Charles Ogletree has died because it's our story.
A company has identified the DNA from formerly enslaved Africans buried in Kecoughtan Mountain Park in Maryland on a 24/7 news network.
Black Twitter
Twitter users are silently moving on to other sites like Spill.
Made for and by the Black community.
This is the Black Information Network.
The Bay Area's BIN 910 and on the iHeartRadio app.
Warm weather brought on wildfires in Canada, putting a third of Americans in the Northeast under heavy smoke conditions. With the wet winter and new grassy fuel, this could mean more wildfires throughout the summer.
Direct Relief, the nonprofit focused on improving health in hard-pressed communities, is there to help during wildfire season. Direct Relief provides emergency shipments of N95 masks and critical medicines often requested during wildfires, like asthma medications and medicines for chronic diseases needed during evacuation. Learn more at directrelief.org.
Black Information Network podcast you should know.
Welcome to the Therapy for Black Girls podcast. Is it possible for you to catch up on the sleep that you missed at night by taking naps during the day? And if we are a napper, what kind of parameters should we have around naps?
Okay. So unfortunately, once you've missed out on sleep, you've missed out on sleep. There is no catching up. There is no catching up, unfortunately.
That was another podcast you should know from the Black Information Network. Hour of information.
Black news here and now. The opinions, beliefs, and viewpoints expressed in this commentary are those of the author and do not necessarily represent those of BIN and its founding partners and employees.
I'm Mo Kelly on BIN with your 2-minute warning. A 3-judge panel of the 5th Circuit Court of Appeals has struck down Mississippi's lifetime ban on voting for people convicted of certain felonies, saying it is unconstitutional because it inflicts cruel and unusual punishment. There's a lot of history and irony in that statement. First, the history. The state didn't officially ratify the 13th Amendment, which